beyond all reason. Please just let it go. Let it go, Victor. It is impossible for you to win this war.
Watch me.
You gave him everything he wanted, and betrayed your own daughter to do it. So where is he, Mom, huh? Where's Reg? Reg!
Moving speech, really. Almost Shakespearean, wasn't it?
All right, you guys, we are live. I got my girl Bree on the line. Welcome back. Welcome back. Happy Friday, you guys. Bree, you there?
Soapies.
Oh, yeah. Girl, listen, I posted that out there and everybody jumped into the chat section. They were ready to go.
Yeah, there were several people so far. Almost 20 people. Hi, guys. Hi, Soapies.
Hello, hello. Happy Friday on this Friday afternoon. You know, you guys, we only got 2 soaps to talk about this week since Beyond the Gates was on reruns this week. So we're just going to be talking about Young and the Restless and the Bold and the Beautiful. So everybody welcome in. Everybody say hello. Hopefully you're having a great week. We're going to try to get through this, and for you guys that were looking for Friday night, you can catch on the replay because we're going to get this out the way and talk about it. All right, so my formal introduction. Hey, Belinda. Hey, Mary. Hey, Jenny, Cheryl, Patricia Jones, Keita. Jenna is in the chat. She didn't miss it this time. She wasn't late today. Jenna be like, I didn't get the notification. What happened? Well, she's here. Hey, Jenna.
Yes, she is.
Jasmine, Paris, Myra. I think I got everybody. I think I said Jenny too. Melissa Spencer. Hey, girl. Welcome in. All right, so welcome you guys to Soap Corner Talk, where Bree and I will be recapping both The Young and the Restless and The Bold and the Beautiful for the week of September 1st through September the 5th. And like I say, no Beyond the Gates this week because we had our reruns. Beyond the Gates will be back in full force on September 8th, which is Monday. So let's get ready to look forward to that. All right. Also, make sure y'all hit that like button on the way in. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And I'm going to start putting the Bold spoilers back on here. I'm able to have a little bit more time to now get back to doing the weekly spoilers because I kind of got away from that a little bit. Weekends tend to be pretty busy for me. But I do have a little time carved out now where I can actually do some spoiler videos. So I'm happy about that part.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Happy about that part. I'm trying to think of other new content to bring to you guys to really get you guys more engaged. I know a lot of us are more engaged on the live. And then, of course, on this channel, I'm doing all of the Bold recaps. But I want to make sure I kind of get back into some of the other content about speculations and stuff like that. Of course, we're not going to know what actually happened until the episode airs, but it's nice to kind of speculate and talk about it. Getting back into doing some more trivia nights and stuff like that. So,
yes,
you guys,
absolutely.
I know we had a ball with that last year, so I kind of want to bring a couple of those things back as well. All right. We had, I guess, a few interesting things going on this week with Kane and this conflict with Claire and Audra. We had a breakup. We had a proposal that landed nowhere. And then we had another look-like breakup on Bold. This situation with the crazy pregnancy test that didn't make sense. And then, of course, Electra lost her V card, so I guess. All sounds good, you guys. I see everybody is liking that. Thank you guys for dropping your comments. I want you guys to be engaged. I don't know if you guys noticed in one of the recaps that I did, is either yesterday or the day before, I'm pulling comments from either the Facebook group. So if you haven't joined the Facebook group, go over there and join. Just look up Soap Corner Talk. You will find the Facebook group. And I'm actually meshing it into my recap, especially if the comment is in response to something that was in that episode. So you never know when I might shout out your comment. Yeah, I think it was Sandra Whitaker's comment that she posted about Eric and Brooke. I took that same comment and I put it in my recap. So hopefully Sandra did get to see that. And so you never know when I might pull your comment and integrate it into the recap. So I'm looking at a lot of different things to get you guys more engaged, okay?
I think that's pretty cool because the Soapies, we got a lot to say in the live chat. And I think that'd be a really cool feature for the recaps too.
Right.
And let's hope some of the shows listen to these suggestions.
Exactly. And there's a couple things we're going to talk about in this conversation that I kind of think maybe that the writers are paying attention. And we bring it up all the time on different circumstances. So who knows, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So without any further ado, and also make sure y'all follow on Instagram, the Facebook group, X, TikTok, Threads, all of those other platforms too. All right, so without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump into The Young and the Restless. All right, Bree, where you want to start? Let's kind of, I guess, the beginning of the week, because we had the whole thing with Claire finding out about what really happened in Nice.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. You cannot propose to someone and put a Band-Aid on the situation.
Right.
And I gotta give this girl some credit. Even though she doesn't have any, relationship experience, she had common sense to know, hey, this is a red flag. You're keeping things from me. And on top of that, you're doing this shortly after we just had this big blow up about you telling me this.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't even feel genuine. So I gotta give this girl credit. And she even said, hey, I need to take a moment. I need to take a beat. And you're not listening to me. This was a sign of maturity. And this is a red flag. He was perfectly fine with keeping this to himself until she was beating him down, to be honest with her. And it seemed like everybody knew what happened except for her. So that was hard for her to hear, that this man that she loves was kissing this woman. Now, she should have asked for those details. Not even gonna lie. She should have asked for those details. Because if he wasn't going to say anything, Audra sure was. Every detail. The fact that he was shirtless. The fact that he was in nothing but a towel. The fact that he pulled her to the bed and kissing up on her neck.
Yep.
It was more than just a peck.
I agree. I mean, I know me and you, we've had conversations about this before.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not, the whole thing was, he was, is my computer, hold on, I gotta make sure. You heard that little tone, that was my computer and the email. Sorry about that, guys. Can you guys hear me? Drop a yes. I want to make sure, even though I turned my sound off on my computer, I want to make sure you guys can hear me. Say yes, say yes, say yes. Can you guys hear me? I want to make sure. Let's go. Can you guys, can you hear me on the YouTube side?
Yeah.
Bree? Okay. All right, because they weren't saying yes, so I was wondering.
Yeah, they're saying yes now.
Okay, it's just showing up. Okay, gotcha.
Perfect. Yeah, it was probably Phyllis trying to hack into your computer or something.
You funny.
Is this Kane's AI technology trying to hack into your computer
I know,
to
right?
make sure we don't talk trash about it?
That is funny. Okay, so what I was gonna say? We were talking about Claire. Yeah, I know you and I kind of went back and forth that, hey, you know, it's all part of a plan and all of that, you know, and that he was just trying to see how far she goes. But the thing is, he didn't even have to engage. And I know, to me, I look at where it started from. And Victor is the catalyst of all of this. I mean, obviously, he's the one that put this in motion, to put Audra in place to try to break his daughter's heart so he could run Kyle out of town. But even though Kyle was trying to blow up Victor and Audra's plan, the way he did it, of course, wasn't going to sit well with Claire. And I don't even think, even if he had said something from day one, she would have been cool with it. Because she was like, why you ain't tell me sooner? Okay, so if he had told you sooner, would you would have had handled it better? Probably not.
Right, because she already had insecurities about him being remotely around Audra in the first place. And even prior to that, she had insecurities about Summer. So their whole foundation is just shaky to begin with. And he's well aware of this woman's insecurities. He's also well aware of the fact that the mother of his child also has feelings for him. He's well aware of the fact that Audra was trying to use him for her own personal gain, but he still chose to engage. And this is why I say that go ahead and just put Kyle and Audra together.
No.
They fit so well together. And I know y'all are gonna have pitchforks in the comments. I know.
Just say pitchforks.
But they're both pretty much the same person. They both lie, they both scheme, they both have these egos. They need to be fed every chance that they get. And even when we saw them in Nice, there was this level of attraction that they had. Like, it wasn't just him just doing a job. There was some form of intensity with those two. More so than what I see with him and Claire. I feel with him and Claire is a little different, but the intensity, that hot, that spiciness, Kyle feeds off of that. And he even told his mother that.
So that's why you would want to put them back together?
They deserve each other, in my honest opinion.
No. I'm wondering.
Think about all the stuff that Kyle had did. He's a whole hypocrite to accuse Audra of anything. I'm like, look, sir, you are a liar. You even lied to your family, committed corporate espionage to do so. And keep in mind, Claire knew all of this. So she knew exactly what she was getting herself into, getting involved with Kyle. He has a whole history of being a lying, cheating husband. Why should she get involved with that?
Yeah, well, because she's doing the soap. She gonna end up with somebody sooner or later. And I mean, you getting close to Holden and look like he carrying a whole bunch of secrets.
Yes, I can't wait to see what that's about.
Yeah, that should be coming out next week.
Given how Audra and Kyle got together and how they're still pulled into each other's orbit the way they are, it's like you might as well just go ahead and just put them together as a couple. They fit each other better.
I don't know. Look, Jenna says, I don't see Kyle with the posturepedic.
Well, we've seen Kyle with the posturepedic, what, a year and a half ago?
Yeah, I don't think she could see them back together again. I don't know if she even thought that they were a good couple in the first place.
I mean, they would, I don't know, they just, for me, they fit each other. They're both calculated the same. I mean, because here's the thing. If he was so happy and focused on Claire, he knew her father was dying or was very ill at the time. He still made a choice to go to Nice to go see what Audra's up to. He could, because the thing is, if he had a feeling that Audra and Victor are in cahoots with each other, the best way for them to win was to go about their business, because that would leave Audra empty-handed and have the same result. Her getting fired and not getting the money for her company.
Didn't he ask Audra? Not Audra, Claire. Just say the word and I won't go and I'll stay here. And she was like, no, go and find out what's going on. I remember some sort of a conversation like that, and he went. So, I'm not saying that she pushed him into doing what he did, because he made a choice to do that. I've never absolved Kyle in this situation. My other issues is that Audra was wrong, Victor was wrong, Kyle was wrong. And Claire, if she wasn't so busy focused on getting validation for her relationship over the past year and just lived her life, this might not even be an issue. That man jumped through hoops, even though he chose to prove something to Victor, whether it was to sit down at society, make that big grandiose speech over at Nikki's birthday party, and all these other things that Claire wanted him to do. And when he was like, it's not going to work, well, just try harder. Well, just, we can do this. Just keep doing it. And I'm like, okay, all right, well.
That was very childlike of her. I agree with that part. She also could have went about her business, moved in with her boyfriend, and not try to get validation from Victor. And that's the part that gets me. With her knowing what Victor and Audra were up to, the person who comes out unscathed is Victor in all of this. They're putting, just like Keisha was saying in our chat, like, they're putting all of the blame on Audra.
Right.
And Victor still even has has Kyle's $5 million contract still in play.
Yep. And here's the thing, even if I wonder, just say Claire says, you know what, he didn't break my heart, I just want to move on, I found a new man. What is the purpose of the contract now?
That's a good
You know
point.
what I'm saying? If she decided to break up with Kyle and said, hey, I want to be with Holden. Okay, and Victor's like, are you sure? No, I found have more of a better connection with Holden. I'm just making up something. Then what's the purpose of the contract? Because, Kyle only put that contract on his head to prove something to Victor about Claire.
And also, I don't think Claire knows about that contract either.
I don't think so either.
Because
I don't remember him saying anything to Claire about that.
No, I don't think he did. If they both were smart, they could play it off like they broke up, same way Jack and Diane were playing off like they broke up. And Kyle goes to Victor and said, hey, go interpret the contract, and then they get right back together again if they were smart.
Yeah, I don't. That whole thing, number one, I just don't like these hoops that she was making him jump through, even though he chose to do it. But it's like, girl, like you say, at that time, it just showed like a childlike mentality, because she wanted that validation. Accept my relationship. Well, he doesn't have to. Nobody has to accept your relationship.
Exactly, which is why you should go about your business. And she was making all these correlations with Summer, and she wanted the same validation Summer had. That was eating that girl up. The fact that Summer and Kyle were accepted in Victor's eyes, but not her and Kyle.
And then the other part of this is the whole thing with the proposal, which brings us to the beginning of this week. How did he think that after that girl finding out after the fact, because she claimed she would have wanted to know ahead of time, which I don't think that would have changed anything, that this proposal was supposed to be like, oh my God, this is really proving that he wants to be with me because he proposed.
Yeah. And I'm like, the fact that he was ready to jump into a marriage, I'm like, sir, you have at least 3 divorces under your belt, they ended in cheating for the most part. He was always cheating with some woman. But you know this is her first relationship. Her first everything is with you, and you want to rush her into this so she can not be mad at you, so you can take some of the heat up off you.
Right.
That's very immature. So I just don't. It's like he hasn't learned his lesson in all of this. Like, he was better off saying, like, hey, I want to share my life with you. I got this house for us. Boom.
Yep.
Let's live together. Boom. Something that she can kind of hang her hat on, but, you know.
Okay, so what do you think when she said, and I know we want to get on to some of the other storylines, but what do you think she needs time for? Is it just to think whether she can trust him, or because she hasn't broke up with him, which is what she told Audra in that altercation. If you still gonna be with this dude, and even so far as much as throwing it up in the woman's face that's causing the problems, what's the time for? Is you gonna try to fix it, or you just gonna walk away or something? I don't know. Go ahead.
I think it was more so to do with either, I think, trying to move past it, but also trying to see if she can even really trust this guy anymore. Because Audra, she did her job. She was planting seeds of doubt from the get-go. And even Clara told Holden, yeah, trust this man. So all of these little extra tidbits that Kyle kept out that he should have told this girl was eating at her. And she's thinking, like, oh my God, Audra was right. Well, what else could he be hiding? What else could he be doing? And that's hard to get over.
Okay, so
especially.
So let me ask you this then. So a person's perspective in somebody proving something to them is not based on the length of time that the person put the action is. It's based on your own interpretation on whether the proof has been given. That could take months and years. So do you work on that together, or do you work on that apart? Kind of like that whole kiss we was talking about with Steffi that Hope planted on him, right?
Yeah.
And she took off and left, and he's like, look, can't we just work this out here?
I think I think that situation was just so stupid. The problem here with Audra, Kyle, and Claire is Audra and Kyle had a history, a physical history. And there's a chemistry that Claire has also noticed. It was right in front of her face. And on top of that, he was keeping that a secret. And he felt good and comfortable with doing that. And who knows if there's like a major issue that he's going to continue to keep from her. And it's like, do you want to marry someone like that? Do you want to build something with someone like that? So I think for her, especially being her first relationship, she probably wanted us to take a pause to see if this is something she wants to continue forward with.
Okay, so Claire has pretty much been, up into this whole situation with trying to blow up Victor and Audra, Kyle has pretty much been consistent with her. He hasn't been sneaking phone calls, creeping out, missing in action, doing all of those things. He has been 110%, what?
He's been 70%. I'll say that.
What you mean?
Because with all the stuff that was happening with Audra, he was dropping her for dinner dates to go meet up with Audra. That's why we saw Claire and Holden meet up and having their Vespas. And even prior to that, whenever Summer needed something and she wanted to interfere, he would drop what he was doing with Claire to see what Summer wanted.
Right,
and he was entertaining her too.
But he told her about it. It wasn't, when I say missing in action, is like there's no accounting for where you've been. So
Right.
So they've had discussion about this whole situation where he would tell Audra, "Yeah, I'm about to figure out what's going on. Can you believe this? Whatever the situation is, there was always a conversation with Claire about whatever was about to go down. I'm talking about he hasn't been consistent with if he was sneaking out cheating or had an intention.
Oh,
Right.
I get that part.
Mm-hmm.
It still doesn't take away this woman's insecurities, because when he was going to be at either woman's aid, that hit that woman, that hit Claire differently, because he knows that he's had an emotional and physical attachment to both women ultimately. And this is it. And the thing is, she's not going to operate as a person who's experienced relationships. She's operating as, this is still new for me. I don't know what to do. Let me try to figure out my own feelings first before I figure out my feelings within the relationship.
Yeah, I don't
Because
buy
her
that whole
insecurities-
naivety from her. She's way too comfortable with holding. She was way too
Yeah.
comfortable with asking Nate out for drinks. And who knows what happened when she was in college. She could be pulling another Luna, as all as I can. I mean,
think
this
so?
whole, oh my God, this is my first relationship. I don't know what to do. You were really comfortable accepting drinking dates with holding.
And you know what? That was really interesting how they turned the storyline around, and it shows you guys listen to the podcast, because we were saying they were making her childlike, and how, like, she didn't want to have alcohol, which is perfectly fine. She was dressing a particular type of way.
Mm-hmm.
Now she's showing all this extra shoulder, all this extra leg. She's having vespers here and there, and even saying, I want to get drunk.
Right. I mean, you out there getting drunk with somebody who clearly has an interest in you, and she knows this.
Mm-hmm.
And she enjoys confiding in this man, having conversations with him, all of this old kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So this whole Miss Innocent, I don't buy it.
Well, I get that. I think it's probably better for her to at least separate from Kyle, because it wouldn't be good for him too if she brings certain insecurities into the relationship, because he's also a billionaire son. They could easily write a whole new, brand new character to come into town and cause issues for them.
I think her mom and even though they told her to take a little time, they told her she needs to work this out with Kyle. Getting drunk with another man is not going to solve her insecurities.
That is true. But, she wanted something handsome to lean on. And he loves coming to her rescue, especially when she fights with Audra.
They should have let that whole fight happen.
That dark side came all the way out.
Mm-hmm.
She said, maybe you should watch your back. I was like,
exactly. I'm like, yeah, bring out that, what is that, Howard side of the family. Her mom and her auntie.
Her aunt for sure. Especially since Jordan was grooming this girl to attack a whole family, and gotten away with it, actually, up until a point. But just the fact that this girl was looking right at Audra's face and says, like, look, maybe I am the crazy one. Maybe you need to watch your back.
Mm-hmm.
And even Audra pointed out, like, you did all this to the Newmans. At least, I know I'm crazy, but I'm not pathological like you did. And I'm like, Audra, do you hear the words that are coming out of your mouth, sweetie? If you know this girl's pathological, why are you poking the bear?
That's what we were saying about Sheila and Steffi. If you know somebody is a psychopath, why you gonna poke the bear?
Yeah. And I'm like, ma'am, don't eat at society. Don't eat near Claire. Don't drink nothing.
Right. That's why I'm like, you sure Claire ain't got no needles in her purse?
I'm like, if you know this girl is pathological, you keep poking the bear. But it also makes me wonder, what is it about Audra's history to where she feels comfortable to stand up to Claire, knowing Claire's background?
Because there's a part of Audra that thinks that other part of her is still, oh, young and so inexperienced and stuff. So she don't think she stand a chance to her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
And,
girl, we gotta move on. We spent a half an hour on this.
oh, yeah.
Oh, we gotta talk about Kane. Well, Audra did get Nate broke up with her. She finally decided Audra will move away from Claire, but Audra decided to tell the truth to Nate about what happened in Nice. And Nate got the truth, and Nate cut her off.
Good. Even though he deserves it, good.
What did she expect? Did you think she expect to tell the truth, and he was going to be like, well, thanks for telling me the truth. Now we can work through this?
She was listening to Sally, saying Sally said, it's not too late, especially since you broke up with him. Just tell him the truth. It'll be okay. And now she got egg on her face. But I don't feel the least bit sorry for Nate. I don't. The timing is bad. I feel bad for that because he's lost his brother. But he did this exact thing. He even said it himself. He did this exact thing to a whole other woman who didn't deserve it.
Yep. So
this was his karma a year later.
Nate and Audra are officially over.
Woo!
It's over.
I didn't want this last year.
All right, we got Kane and his issues trying to fix with Lily, which to me is swimming upstream. And we got Phyllis, who thinks she still have a job and telling everybody she has a job working with with Kane, and Kane is denying everything. And then there's this whole thing with this AI that Victor think Kane own and that Victor wants.
Yeah. This was some goofy.
Yeah, I know.
I don't like how they're writing Phyllis. Why are they writing her desperate for a job when Nick offered to fund her own company? And he, not once but twice. But this woman is chasing after this job. And the part I don't understand, Kane had her look up the stuff with AI, and then she feeds him a little bit of information, and then stops everything. But he's also going on a whole different tangent when he's speaking with Victor too. So, and also when he's talking with Amanda, saying, "Yeah, the plan is still in motion. We're moving full streams ahead." So, with all of this going on, now you have Victor, who I guess knows your plan with the AI stuff, so much so that he shared it with his kids. And I'm wondering if that could be by design, that this was planted information for Victor to get.
You know what? And we kind of talked about that a little while ago earlier because, yeah, I mean, if Kane really truly didn't want that information out, especially since it's supposed to be so unethical and illegal, how is it that it was so easy for Victor to find, and now he's chomping off at the bits to get a hold to it and throw him under the bus over that whole story about Colin being with Madam, I forgot her name, and swindle her out of her estate. And then they want to use that to, to pretty much shame him in the business world.
Yeah, and I'm like, who's to say Victor's money is clean? Like, what does it matter? It doesn't matter. This man is still a billionaire. This man is still richer than the people in General City. He's richer than Jack and Victor combined, what they said. So whatever he did with that money that Colin gave him, he flipped it and made billions out of it in 6 years, for that matter. So what would it matter?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, to me, besides the fact, and I hate that they threw that caveat in there, and I knew they were going to do something with that when Sharon and Nick found that in that room. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, what are they going to do with that information? And sure enough,
did
they
say that.
circle back 3 months later, and it's all is linked back to Colin being with the woman who owned the estate, and he went under another assumed name and swindled the woman out of the money. I mean, you are under a whole alias yourself.
Exactly.
But I guess it doesn't matter. It's who shames who first.
And I'm like, why should Kane even be remotely affected by this?
Right.
Like, I personally wouldn't care. If I'm richer than Victor Newman, why would I care?
Right. Why would you care?
It's just so, I don't know, the writing was goofy, but the more that we kind of talked it out, I'm like, that was readily available for Victor. That has to be by design.
Yep. And I hope. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Bree.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I hope
way.
that if he does get a hold to this AI, it destroy his company from within. He set that in motion, try to run the program, and it turns around and it destroys something within his company. So you bit a rotten apple.
I think that could be the direction you're going in. So he can scoop up these companies for pennies on the dollar. Newman, Chancellor, Newman and Chancellor.
Yep. So, and that would be
instead of.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that would be financially detrimental for both companies. They would have to sell.
Yep. I would love for that to happen. That the actual system do it in reverse. Instead of crippling other companies, it's crippling your own. I would love to see that. And that's why Nick and Victoria was like, I don't know about this AI thing. I think AI is the future, but this whole idea of AI doing what it's doing is unethical. It's against the law. Why would we want to even take that on?
I'm like, y'all know who your father is, right? I'm confused. They must have thought they must be preachers' kids, apparently. Like, your father's hands are not clean with anything that he does. Anything. This shouldn't be new for any of them.
No, but Victor don't care. Victor wants to rule the universe.
Yeah. And Paris Barnes, she had a great comment in the chat. Victor's trying to shame Kane for his fathering. Kane is being written as a lazy father when Victor's kids talk to him after all the pain he put them through. Kane's kids will be okay eventually.
Exactly. Which is why we need to talk about Lily, because Lily is like, if the kids will ever forgive you. Are you serious right now?
These kids that are not on screen.
Right. And the same kids that now have a billionaire legacy. They're going to be mad about that. Okay.
I don't know what kids would be mad. Like, I want to be one of Kane's kids. I'm too old.
Girl, you crazy.
I'm too old. Look, Kane, I'm not mad at it. I forgive you. Well, I was never even mad at you.
And he keeps saying to Lily, I did this for you and the kids. I did this for these kids because of the fact that I want them to create a legacy for them. And Lily, she's so pissed off about the fact that, well, you lied about who you were. How about he was doing business as?
How about it was never her business?
Well, I mean, the thing is, they making it look like he was still Kane Ashby, even though he was doing business as Aristotle Dumas under Arabesque. That's why loan application, business loan applications, and everything are asked, what's your business name and what are you DBA? What are you doing business as?
Exactly. I don't think he did anything wrong. And plus he said he didn't want to fail, so he's not going to say anything about it. But there's plenty of businesses who don't go by their personal information. Plenty of them.
There are
Millions
trusts.
of them.
There are trusts. Just like nobody knew that Anita was holding that trust. Nobody knew who that trust was under.
Yep. Let me see how that panned out.
Right, but the thing is that businesses can be under a veil. And if she was smart enough to know that, her and her brother, and Victor is smart enough, but he's playing everybody, that you can have a business as under another name, or you can have it under a trust which has a veil on it.
Exactly. And with her being such a businesswoman, especially she was trying to fight to get this chancellor position back, she should know this.
Right.
So, once again, what is she mad about?
Girl, she
She
just
don't even
mad
know.
that I don't even think she know what she mad about. I mean, it wouldn't faze me if, obviously my children's dad is deceased, but if he created a business under another name and say, hey, for the last 6 years, I've been building a legacy for our kids, I know for one thing, my kids are not going to be mad about that.
They're coming into a fortune. Just like Jenna was saying, what kid would be mad about being a billionaire?
Girl, that whole writing of that, like you say, about kids that ain't even on screen, is just ridiculous. And she keep carrying that. Well, I'm not, you and the kids have to figure that out. But, you need to tell me everything. For what? So you can tell him he's lying?
Oh, so she can tell this information to Victor, who doesn't give a crap about her or her family, for that matter.
Right. I had to close that window. That train is loud. Go ahead, girl.
But just the fact that she can't trust Kane, but she can put all her trust
in Victor.
On Victor.
Right.
After everything that she has witnessed that he has done for decades.
Yep.
And even before she was born.
Yep.
She's at least had a front row seat to what he did to her daddy.
Right.
But you can't trust Kane because he told you that he was a billionaire, because he didn't tell you he was a billionaire, even though he tried to tell you in Nice, but you didn't want to listen.
Yep. I don't even know what did Kane do wrong. Now, at first we did see, I think last week, that he was gonna give it all up, and we got kind of disappointed. But this is not over. Obviously, we saw the previews for next week. Nick said the same thing. I don't think we're far from over when it comes to what Kane is up to. I'm looking forward to seeing what Kane is up to. Another thing that Kane is up to was hiring Michael this week. And that man got offered more zeros than he could fathom. And he still wants to simp for Victor Newman, even though Kane called him out on all of the negative things that Victor has done to him. And Bree, do you still have that list you created in the group chat?
I sure do. Let me pull that up. Okay. You have to be the most pathetic person if a man who's been gone for 6 years is even able to pick up how Victor has done you wrong and done you dirty, even recently. Let me pull this up here, because this was just incredibly stupid for this man. You're going to turn down money? Here's the highlights of Michael's stupidity for his loyalty to Victor. Multiple times he's risked his attorney's license for Victor. Was thrown into Peruvian prison for Victor. He wanted to take a bullet for Victor when he was given a chance to leave to go home to his wife, Lauren. Decades of corporate espionage for Victor, including planting 3 moles over there at Jabot recently. He even had to beg Victor for months to get his job back after Cole helped him help Victor get out of going to jail for the stuff that he was doing with Jordan, keeping her in that cell. And he was consistently been away from his wife for years, and doesn't care to make things right with Lauren because of Victor. And he's been fired every other year by Victor, and he continues to beg for his job back.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't think he want to work for Kane. I think he saw this presentation, and you created a great list, Bree. We got to give a shout out to Bree because she pulled up all the receipts on everything between this situation with Victor and Michael over the years, right? Mm-hmm. But even in this situation, I don't think he really want to work for Kane. I think he saw this as an opportunity to pull information and to run back to Victor to see if he could dangle this as a way to get back in this man's good graces. Because he did show up at that office. Oh, thank you for taking the time to see me. And Victor's like, look, you got 15 minutes.
Just disrespecting this man in front of his children. Mm-hmm. And then Victor's like, look, if you're looking to try to get your job back, don't even bother. It's never going to happen. And you saw the look on Michael's face. Like, he looked like he about to try to shed a tear. And he had the nerve to ask Victor's like, you don't miss our friendship? You don't, like, that doesn't bother you that we're not talking anymore?
Right.
You would have thought this was a love affair. A love affair. And then he threw this thing about Kane in his face. And Victor's like, well, why else do you think you and Lauren were invited in the first place? It's like, I knew this. It's like, are you going to take the job or what? And said, oh, I'm thinking about it. He knew that this was going to be a way to try to get back in Victor's good graces. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, why? And on top of that, Victor was disrespecting Lauren right in his face. Mm-hmm. Where he say, don't your wife make all your decisions for you? Mm-hmm. Just disrespectful. And you want to get back in this man's good graces.
Yep.
And Kane is offering you more money than probably what Victor has ever paid you. Yep. For the amount of decades and all the things that you've done off the clock for this man. And you have a chance to work with one of the richest men in the world. He's richer than Victor and Jack, and probably Devon too. And you would rather beg, crawl, cry to go be underneath Victor so badly? What would your wife think?
Right. Yep. I was just like, man, you talking about simp Olympics. This man is simping hard for Victor. And Victor he don't care. He don't care.
Look, this man is a lovesick puppy. This is the way that Reg said Carter's a lovesick puppy. Michael is a lovesick puppy. You would have thought this was a full-blown romantic relationship that just went bad. He's trying to get his woman back or something. This is your employer.
Right.
Your former employer.
Right.
Like, Victor doesn't care about you like that. The fact that Michael fixed his lips to say, like, oh, you don't miss this? Like, you don't think about speaking to me?
Right.
Think, sir.
It's bad. It's bad. It's bad.
This is just terrible that they wrote this man to this level. And I'm like, you should be retired. You should be spending time with your wife. You dedicated more of your life to Victor than your marriage.
Exactly. And your son.
And your son. who he barely mentioned.
Right. Yep.
I'm just like, I'm like, I don't know if and we were also talking about like how he was jealous of Nikki at her own birthday party.
Right. Yep.
Like she got her gift. Everybody's clapping, and he's the only person who's not clapping until like 5 seconds later. And he does 3 slow claps. Just mad and just bitter. I'm like, sir,
Did you read Monique Abrams' comment? She said Michael acts like Victor is his long lost lover. Oh, Victor, don't you miss it the way we were?
Monique, that's
Monique.
That's speaking such truth. Oh my Lord, that's exactly what this man was doing. What man says this to another employer? Like, you don't miss me? Like, once a person quits or gets fired, why would the employer miss that person?
No, exactly. Oh, Lord, child. And somebody else, okay, answer me this question. Mm-hmm. Is Phyllis still working for Kane or not?
I don't even know anymore. Did he ever write her a check?
Because
that's my thing.
She like, claims she's telling everybody that she's still working on projects for him. Like the conversation between Jack and Diane. And then when she walked up on Lily and Kane. And Kane is like, girl, you don't work for me.
I'm like, Phyllis, what are you doing, ma'am? I don't know. This is part of their plan, maybe, because I'm like, why is she going hard like this?
Like she's delusional. Like, oh, I still have a job. Oh, we still work together, and he's constantly telling her no.
I'm like, people get paid for their jobs,
right?
Like, she is like splitting hairs and stressing out pro bono, and I'm like, ma'am, you live in a hotel still. Like, how are you paying for the hotel if this man is not paying you for work?
Right.
And he had you hack into these computers and stuff already, I would assume. So you probably maybe got a little bit of money for that. But I'm like, go ahead and accept Nick's offer to open up your own company and just be done with it.
Amira said Phyllis is Delulu.
Man, there's so many people on the show who are Delulu.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree, Jenna. I hate the way that Josh Griffin is writing her. So we know you listen to the podcast. Do better. Get her a man. This woman has been without for a couple of years, and it shows.
Yeah, it sucks. It really does. It's just like, man, what are you doing with this girl?
I mean, give her a little bit of something. Give her Thomas. Give her something that can have her run behind couches and keep her occupied and busy. Something.
Just something. Yep. So, did we cover everything?
I believe so. Really, not much happened this week.
All righty then. Okay, how many people we got in the chat?
Let's see. We got refresh. We got 65 in the chat this afternoon. That's nice, especially for afternoon. People still at work and everything.
Mm-hmm. All right. Make sure you guys, if you haven't, hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe, as I mentioned before. I'm trying to see if there's any soap news. So, we got a new Noah coming back for The Young and the Restless. I forgot the actor's name. Do you remember?
No, this just came out yesterday, I believe.
Let me see. It might be still in the group chat. Let me see. Because I know I posted it yesterday. And if somebody in the chat know who I'm... Okay, his name is Lucas Adams from Days.
He looked just like Kyle too.
Oh my God. You silly. The hairstyle.
The hairstyle, but he's like a splitting image of Kyle almost.
Mm-hmm.
But good for him. We got a few more people coming from Days and the other shows.
Yeah,
So we
so yep,
can.
so Lucas Adams we got coming in as Noah, and then there's a couple of other people. The new what is her name? Oh my God. I know I posted that too. That's a new character that's gonna be what is that last name? Bacall. Sienna Bacall is
That's the
that
character she's
that's the
playing.
character she's playing, which is supposed to have some connections to people that's already in Genoa City. And then there's another gentleman coming over. I forgot his name. It's about 3 people coming on.
Yeah. Oh, Tamara Braun. She's playing Sienna Bacall,
Mm-hmm.
and it's another gentleman from the other shows as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see what his name is. There was like it was like back to back. We had like all
Right.
this new information.
Exactly.
I'm like
So
trying to catch up to it. Like my goodness, but we do. They didn't release who he's going to be playing, but the speculation is he'll be the new Tucker McCall.
well, no, we'll see. That'll be interesting. So we
I
got
would love
Roger
that.
Howard. Thanks,
Yep.
Brooklyn. Roger Howarth, Howarth, is the new guy.
Yep. He J Money kind of schooled us a little bit because he was watched the other shows, and he said Roger and what was the gentleman's name who played oh my goodness, Tucker, who Saint
not Saint
Trevor St. John.
Trevor St. John, yeah.
They actually played on the same show together. They were, I guess, like twin brothers. So they share. So it would be like an interesting trade-off since he played the Tucker McCall. If Roger comes on and plays Tucker McCall, so that would be really exciting. And to finally give Phyllis a man, please.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep, we'll see. That would be nice.
Isn't it like sad that the only like romance that we kind of saw was Victor and Nikki?
Sally and Billy, and that was snooze fest for me this week.
That's right. Why are they so forgetful?
Girl, I just don't. I don't know. I don't see the chemistry between those two. And, they were supposed to have that 1950s thing coming up, which is something for next week. Was that Kane in there?
Yes.
Oh, my God. Now, that I'm interested in. I want to know what the heck did Kane do to that party? I'm wondering, did he buy Society?
Oh.
That would be interesting. I don't know, you guys. I got to see what the spoilers say. But it would be interesting if he bought Society too.
Yes.
Oh, and Victor gonna be pissed about that.
Yeah. Cheryl Hines, thank you. He did play Todd Manning. So did Trevor St. John. There was like a whole DNA test thing that G Money had showed. But talented actor. I'm really excited. And J Money spoke a lot of high praise about Tamara Braun on the show. And so we have some new blood coming to YNR. Let's just hope we get some very fresh, new, exciting storylines to come with these new characters.
Listen, I'm hoping that whole scene at Society is Monday's episode, because I want to know what that's about.
Yes, this is why I say, like, is the stuff that Kane is doing with Phyllis, is that supposed to be staged for other people's benefit? Because I'm like, now you're looping in Billy after you told him you're not doing anything. Like, it's just like, what is he doing?
Yeah, I'm looking forward. It'd be something. Victor is going to lose it if Kane was able to acquire his daughter's restaurant.
I mean, well, she's never there.
I know, but he's going to be like, how did that happen?
Well. I just, my hope is that Kane just continues to play chess and just get a one-up on everybody's company.
Wait.
And I hope maybe one day he even owns Newman Media too. Like, I want him to just take over just different divisions of everything.
Bree, do you see Jacqueline McCullough's comment? She said a new detective is coming to The Young and the Restless on the 16th of October. He used to date Claire.
Oh. Well, we know it's not Noah. And I'm sure Roger.
That's why I'm like, yeah, that girl to me, oh, this is my first relationship.
I'm like, okay, you got all these skeletons in this closet. I'm here for the transformation of Claire. Because like the fact that Daniel's daughter, Lucy, was acting more of an adult than she was at one point, that was crazy. So we're going to see a little bit more of like the triple effect of her dark side. I'm here for that. And all the men in her past, because she's definitely had the way that she was straddled on Kyle when they first got together. That is not something new.
Exactly. She climbed up on that man.
I'm like, where'd you learn that from? You're extra confident too. Like,
exactly. All right, let's move on over to Bold. So we had two and a half, because it kind of started out this week with, Liam wanting his family back, and he made that known clear to Hope, and he did it passively in front of Carter over at Forrester Creations, which is that second picture from the bottom on the left side, second picture from the top on the left side. And of course Beth is like, I want my family back together again.
Oh my God, the way that she did Carter dirty, oh my God, that was so funny to me.
Talking about a snub, Brie. That was a snub.
I mean, she's like, I want my mommy. I love our family being together. My mom, my dad.
Wait a minute, I see something in the chat. Belinda said Kane is playing Star Trek chess. I don't know what that means, but it's funny. I guess because you said you hope he's playing chess, and I think Belinda said, well, I hope Kane is playing Star Trek chess.
He better play something, Star Trek chess, regular chess, Monopoly, something to be of interest, so we can stay interested in this storyline. Because I feel like there's I've been let down, and then I had high hopes, and the fact that Victor has this information, I'm like, well, that's pointless. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, maybe this is part of the plan. So we'll see what happens.
Right. Yep. All right. We all know where this is headed. Bree, you do realize, obviously, as the rest of us as well, that Carter's about to be out.
Yeah. Oh, Elizabeth already put him out.
I know, right? Girl.
She's like, oh, well, you were with my mommy. Thank you. I want my daddy back.
Girl, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. But, I don't know what he expect. That, she was just going to be like, oh, yes, we're going to stay together. I mean, to me, the moment she found out, that she thought that Liam was sick and dying, everything she said to that man that Carter overheard was the truth.
I agree.
Yep.
Like, she said that so effortlessly, because we have seen this girl have men profess their love to her, and then she just choked up, just like she and Rich are one of the same, actually. Can't say anything. They just do a head tilt, or they stare off to space. They're trying to, they can't even say, like, oh, I love you, or oh, this and that. She looked Liam right in his face and said, I love you. I want to put our family back together. I want to help you through this. I want to share my life with you.
Mm-hmm.
And this was right after she had just told Carter, well, I need more time after a month and a half has passed already.
Yep.
She was only in Carter's direction because Liam continued to put her there. She doesn't want to be with this man.
Nah. I mean, she only did that because Liam told her to.
Yeah.
Because if Liam was receptive, that whole relationship would have been over a long time ago.
And you see, Liam doesn't care whatsoever about Carter.
Nope.
Even last week, he was like, oh, yeah, well, we can, engagements end, things change. Like, he's a good man and all, but yeah, I want hope, She can go ahead and end that.
Right.
I'm like,
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Exactly, Belinda. Nobody is surprised. We already knew for months that both Carter and Taylor are out. We're going to get there. That happened today.
Oh. Yeah.
We're going to get there. Go ahead, girl.
But everyone tried to tell Carter, like, look, don't get involved with this woman. Like, it's going to lead literally to nowhere, because just as much as, like, Liam and, like, Reg have a divided heart, she constantly has a divided heart, because there was men who were trying to fight for her attention, too, at one point.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the only man that she had to herself that was feeding her ego the most was probably Thomas. But then he was off screen, and all the stuff that just happened with Liam, and they're bringing up all the memories and everything that they shared and what happened with Beth and blah, 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 blah. Now they're putting her back with Liam. And as great as Carter is, and yes, he looks good, and yes, he has his abs and all of that, but he can't compete with that history. He's even witnessed it for himself. He's even officiated most of her weddings.
Mm-hmm.
Which is comical.
Bree.
So he's witnessed firsthand this man professes love, and she professes her love to Liam. So, I mean, at least he'll have a landing place with Daphne. She's still on the show.
Well, that's what I was about to ask you. If you was Daphne, now that Hope is probably kicking you to the curb, would you accept him?
Probably so. I mean, she made her way to LA all over again. It's clear that she's attracted to this man and wants to have a little something with him. So I'm all for her just winning Carter back. And plus, she's single, no kids, no baggage. He can actually start his family, something new, something fresh, and he's shown that he's attracted to this woman. So it wouldn't hurt him if he moved on to her or whoever else. There's so many single people on Bold is crazy.
Gotcha. I guess I was coming more from the perspective of he wouldn't even think about Daphne if Hope stayed with him. But now that Hope kicked you to the curb, now you want to come back around.
I mean, she was hoping this man would come to his senses, so she was even willing to wait.
Gotcha.
So I don't think it would bother her.
Gotcha. Okay. Cheryl Hines says Star Trek chess is 3-dimensional chess, which that's
okay.
diabolical, which I'm okay with that. If Kane is playing 3D chess, I'm okay with that.
I'm good with that, as long as the storyline's interesting.
Right. All right. Other stuff that we had is this whole thing with Luna. So I want to kind of knock that out because the rest of it has to circle around Thomas and Brooke and Ridge and Taylor. Um, but this whole thing with Luna, I'm just over it. I mean, first of all, we kind of talked about this, me, you, and Keish, last week in regards to that girl getting him drunk and then taking advantage of him and then trying to get pregnant by him, which obviously is a pull from the past. But you still pushing along. This girl actually thought that after sleeping with him less than 7 days that she would get a positive pregnancy test, which to me is bad writing.
Yeah, and it also shows how stupid she is. I'm like, you don't know anything regarding biology and your reproductive system. So it's like, so you're this psychopathic person who's missing some brain cells, apparently. What woman checks it after like a day and a half?
Right.
Like, you have to kind of, there's a whole process. We won't go into it, but
Right.
it's a whole process.
Mhm.
And she's old enough to know that. So for her to get a pregnancy test, that's just absolutely just stupid and foolish writing wise. I mean, if like a couple of weeks have passed, then I can see that. But a day and a half, like really? I guess.
Girl, I'm
But
sitting up there like, you really think that you're going to end up with a positive pregnancy test after less than a week? Like you said, that's just dumb on her part as the character, but it's crazy writing. Unless it's leading to her faking something down the line. That's the only way I could see this.
that was my thought too, because I'm like, if it's telling her no, that's one thing. If she tries again and it still says no, she's already kind of baiting Will anyways, especially when we saw in the previews, we find out that Liam's going to figure out Liam's going to tell Will where the messages are coming from.
Mm-hmm.
So if she's not pregnant by then, something tells me she's going to try to fake it. She's going to pull a Haley and fake it.
Yeah, but at some point, unless she runs into a rando and get pregnant
Or
and
Remy.
then say, it's your kid. The problem with that is you got to come up with a baby in 9 months.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know how. I mean, I know how. I just don't know how they're going to write it to where it makes sense. But the fact that they had her, like, why are you having her test a day and a half? Like, wait a couple of weeks and see what happens.
Right.
Bobby Wobby 13 said Bold brought Thomas back so he, Luna, and Sheila can out crazy Leslie and Ashley on Beyond the Gates.
Girl, we don't talk about the Thomas return. Oh, God. But, I mean, we also kind of, before we even tap into that side of the storyline, one of the things that we always talk about on this show is the fact that sometimes the writers and production team listen to us.
Oh, yeah.
And one example that I would say that would speak to that is the conversation between Taylor and Lee. Because one of the things, and I think it was you who brought up in the past, or maybe even Keish, that they never put these two grandmas ever in a scene where they connect with each other. And they finally did it.
Me and Keish were talking about this because it makes no sense how you have, like, it seems like the Logan women's are the only women friendly or have a friendship amongst each other.
Mm-hmm.
It makes no sense how Taylor doesn't have anyone to really lean on. Lee doesn't really have any other interactions besides with Finn on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's refreshing to see other characters mesh with other characters and they have everything in common. I think when Taylor had reached out to Lee, I thought they had developed a friendship when they were talking about her broken heart syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
And with them meeting up now, I actually love this. It's like, hey, they both, their families are connected. They're both doctors. They've been through lying, cheating husbands. Like, they have plenty in common.
Right. I agree
And
with that.
y'all listen to the podcast because they've been trickling in lots of different things we have said on the show, include how Liam's been waffling, and they even use Lunatic Luna.
Right.
They listen. There's no doubt they listen.
Yeah. I agree with that. And it was a nice scene because they were both talking about Hayes and how I think Steffi sent Kelly back for a little while. Well, no, back for school because she got to start school. And so she even recognized the engagement ring. Like, oh, what you got? You girl, you engaged. Even though that didn't last long. But the fact of the matter is that they kind of really had some girlfriend talk. Now, Lee kind of threw a little bit of shade when it came to Thomas. And this is where I saw the entry door to them, and also, and I guess we can tap into this side of the storyline, them and also Katie and Brooke talking about the dark side and this whole thing in the history of Thomas, who came back on the Tuesday episode, wasn't it? Or the Monday episode? I think it was Tuesday.
I think it's Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. Right. And so I'm like, wait a minute. Are they now hinting on the fact that they're going to make Thomas dark again? And I'm like, oh no.
Since we know you listen to the podcast, I'll speak for myself. This was incredibly lazy writing. Like, they had a storyline arc where we've seen this man go through therapy, work on himself. He was doing fine by himself. And then Hope got back into his orbit. And this man, they had like a love affair. And he left in a good mindset to leave her alone, especially when she was turning down all 12 of his rings. He got engaged, starting his new life and everything over in Paris with Paris. And you bring him back for one to try to play a parent trap, and then now also to bring out his crazy streak again. We didn't witness anything over the past 2 years with his storyline arc and his character development. That's a slap in the face to the fans who were looking forward to this Thomas character coming back.
Right. I totally agree with that. I mean, when they started saying all this stuff, especially the conversation between Brooke and Katie, where you guys are not, the two of them are talking about, he's manipulative and he's really had an unstable history. And you remember what happened way back with Hope and Beth. And I'm like, how are we going to go past that and blow past 2023? 2023 happened.
Exactly. Like, you are not about to erase what the fans have witnessed with Dope. The fact that this man had her pinned up against the doors. This girl was running behind couches. He had it pinned up against the desk, pinned up all throughout Forrester Creations, soaking up couches, all of these things. And on top of that, this woman had said that she loved him, was crying about this man leaving, even though she didn't make an effort to jump on a plane to go see him or her son. But still, we witnessed this. She jumped out of her whole marriage because of this new reformed Thomas.
Yeah, she was the one that ignited that. She was the one who was fantasizing about Thomas while sleeping with Liam. She was the one that had these 1970s, 1980s disco dreams and fantasies about him. She was the one that kissed him in Rome, because Thomas had gave up after the end of 2022. He was just minding his business. You
Yes.
got the awakening that lasted for 4 days with this man. And now, fast forward to September 2025, they want to make it look like, oh, he was so unstable. Well, Brooke, you supported that relationship. Even when he was back with Paris in 2024, you were the one talking about, but, he was better with Hope. Okay, so what are we doing now? You're afraid of him?
And the other Logan sisters were on board with Thomas and Hope being together, because there was the engagement party for Thomas in Paris, and Donna and Katie, they were all looking around like, oh, I hope Paris understands that Hope loves Thomas. Like, it's inevitable they're going to be together. All of a sudden now, oh, he's unstable. He's this, he's that. And I'm like, this man who was just with Hope, and he went through all of this, and also on top of that, Brooke forgave him. They had moved past their issues.
Right.
Now it's like they really think that we're stupid. They really think that we have amnesia.
Yeah, I hate that they're doing this. And then with Thomas's dialogue saying, I need this. Paris and I are no longer together, and Douglas is living his best life with his friends. I have nobody. I need my parents to be together. I'm like, oh, Lord. So if they don't get together, what's going to happen to Thomas? Which we saw that today.
Yeah, I don't like this at all. I understand some people, like, if you like the dark side, I don't mind the dark side. I just don't like when they put him in positions where he has to go back on a redemption tour, because they are very slow to forgive people. But then you have people like on Y&R, where Claire had one of the shortest redemptions for her actions of all time.
Well, here's the thing. That's why we heard Katie say, well, hopefully the therapy worked. Y'all didn't have no problem with that man knowing if that therapy worked when he was getting his brain screwed out by Hope.
And Hope loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just, I hope they see this podcast as a focal group and really look at the chats, because like everyone's like showcasing what, their thoughts and their viewpoints on it. Like, we want to continue to watch the show, and it's hard when we're like, oh my God, Thomas is back, and then it's like, oh, this is what they're doing with the character. Like, really?
Yep. That's what we doing. We thought maybe he'll come back and Hope will lose her mind, and now she got to figure out between Carter and Liam and Thomas. They haven't even put Thomas in the same orbit with Hope as of yet.
As of yet. And I'm like, ooh-wee.
Now, if he does go dark, then, because remember, we heard Thomas actually stand up for Liam in this conversation. How dare Dr. Buckingham make Liam think he was dying? That was terrible. Now, how do you think Liam, are they going to have Liam revert back with this animosity with Thomas from 2.5 years ago?
I think the main reason they even brought this Buckingham stuff together was to loop Hope and Liam back together, and Thomas was a part of that mess too, unfortunately. Even though he was at the very tail end of learning of what happened with Beth, he got majority of the blame.
Yep, I agree.
So I think Liam's going to revert back to saying all of that mess, and this is going to be where Hope is going to be like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I got myself involved with someone like Thomas. I broke up my marriage because of Thomas. I feel she's going to say something like that, guaranteed. And they're going to put Hope and Liam back together. Mm-hmm. So he's the alley hoop to Liam and Hope and Brooke and Ridge, which is so unfortunate.
which is so unfortunate. Which brings us to, besides Thomas, telling everybody why his parents should get back together, we also, on the flip side, have people like Eric telling Ridge why he should not marry Taylor.
Jenna had, where is it at? Jenna said the real nutcase on this show is Eric. Oh my goodness! If this is not the truth, do you understand? This man is more invested with anything that has to do with Brooke than any other man on this show, even Ridge.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird to me. I mean, granted, I understand that Ridge is not his biological son, but he thought it was, and now, but you're pushing him to be with somebody that you had 2 children by. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just weird to me. You might as well be with him. Are you living vicariously through your son?
Yes. I think that he is. I think that this man is still in love with Brooke. I mean, I think he would even go as far as to marry her sister just to get close to Brooke. He wants to be within that Logan orbit ever so badly.
But look what Donna said a month or so ago. Donna said, "I know my husband still loves Brooke." I'm like, ugh. You gonna say that?
Like, if he would drop Donna like a bad habit.
Mm-hmm.
With the quickness, because that is who he wants, and he can't get her. So he's going to at least have his son get her. And the fact that this man is such a hypocrite, especially when he was talking to Thomas, like, don't you try to put your mom and dad together. I'm like, sir, what do you call yourself doing?
That's what Ridge told him. Ridge said, wait a minute, you're doing the same thing. Yep.
Wedding dress, the stuff in Naples, like, you trying to be in this man's ear every chance that you get, even though he told you stay up out of it. I'm with Taylor. I'm not changing that. He has thrown his 2 cents in every chance that he gets, but has an issue with Thomas speaking about his parents' engagement and whether or not they should stay together. So he can't have an opinion, but you can.
Mm-hmm. Yep. As long as I tell him what to do, that's what counts. I mean, you shouldn't have to force your parents to stay together, but you're gonna force his parents to come up to be apart. Okay. Yeah, let's go with that.
And the fact that he was disrespecting Thomas's mother and just giving all these fake smiles and whatnot and saying like, oh, I do care about Taylor. No, you don't. Every chance you get, you are talking about Brooke.
Yep. Every chance.
And even when he was in Naples and they were trying to look for Brooke, he was saying like, oh, I need to get out of this hotel room. I need to go find Brooke. But what are you about to do?
Right. When he was trying to keep Nick and Brooke apart.
But I'm like, so everyone can have their 2 cents in. Katie, Donna, everybody can talk about what Ridge should do, but not his children.
Right.
And Thomas just got into town, so he's not allowed to have an opinion.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. Which now leads to Brooke trying to push Ridge, talking about, you said you was gonna make this right. You know what you told me in Italy. And he is just caught in between. And Taylor was laying it on thick. First, let's pick a date for the wedding. Then let's not pick a date. Let's just go ahead and we can do this tomorrow. I mean, she threw Phoebe in it. She threw everything possible to lay it on thick with Ridge. You was the one that saved me, the broken heart thing. And this man, at the end of the day, today's day, Friday episode, says, you know what, I can't do this. I can't marry you.
Oh, poor Taylor. Like, it really upsets me because For one, he didn't have to accept a proposal. He didn't have to take it this far to where this woman's ready to pick out wedding dates. You got your grandbabies excited for the wedding and want to be the flower girl. He waited all of this time. And the thing is, he had every opportunity to go back to Brooke. Even with all this stuff that came out about the CEO crap, which I'm so sick of them bringing it up.
Mm-hmm.
That was back in February. He didn't want to go back then. They had the little fashion show where she was in that terrible wedding dress. They didn't want to go back then. All of these months, he had that opportunity to go back to Brooke. And he kept telling Taylor, I'm in love with you.
Mm-hmm.
You're the love of my life. I'm not going anywhere. I love you. He kept telling this woman this.
Yep.
Stop on all of it.
Yeah, well,
Just
he kept
so poor Taylor.
fantasizing about the fact that, oh, I almost lost you. Well, if she wasn't so busy trying to make you jealous, like she admitted earlier this week, being on that boat with Nick Maroney, she wouldn't have been in that ocean.
Yeah, I feel so poor Taylor, but at the same time, she knows how this man operates.
Yeah, I just hate that they keep doing this. We just went through this in 2022 with Krista Allen, writers.
Yeah.
We just went through this with the CPS call.
Yep.
And then you sense Krista, and there's a whole lot of information about that. That was part of the same video I told you about earlier.
Yep.
But y'all get rid of the character talking about, Taylor's not needed. Then you bring her back with Rebecca Buddick with a broken heart syndrome over the same man who broke her heart now a year later.
Yeah. Granted, I mean, he did it before the wedding or before anything was set in stone. But, like, he didn't have to take it as far as he did to where his kids are excited about a wedding. His grandbabies are excited about a wedding. Like, he was dragging his feet this whole time. He has everybody in his ear and his daddy trying to push him to go be with Brooke. And it's like, if you knew you didn't want to be with Taylor, why did you accept the ring? Why are you going as far as to tell this woman you love her every single day and you still laying up with her and talking about trying to share a life with her if that's not what you want? It's yeah, and exactly, Jenna. This is just plain sadistic, cruel writing by Brad Bell.
It's almost like he has a curse on the Taylor character. Whatever issues you had with the actress, and I'm not going to go into that, why torture the character?
And her children.
I mean, seriously. It's now I'm about to go into an event section. We're tired. We're tired of it. I see the comments in my chat. I'm hoping if anybody's watching from the production team or whoever is just I Spy Private Eye in my chat, look at the comments. This has been overdone. There's people in my chat that says this is why I don't watch anymore. I just listen to your recaps or listen to the chat and have conversation. It's because of this. Y'all keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. It's tired. These people are darn near 60 years old. We've been doing this for 30 years.
Yep. And this man still can't make a decision. And he needs to be by himself.
Exactly. And if you go, listen, writers, if you're going to put Ridge and Brooke back together, just keep them there. Just keep them there.
Like Victor and Nikki.
Like Victor and Nikki, exactly.
And just let it be and stop putting us through this. We don't want a wedding. Don't give us some Brooke and Rich wedding. If they go off to the sunset and get married and do that off screen, cool. We didn't seen enough weddings with them. That's just me.
You know.
I wouldn't care to watch that. But you have all of these people, like all these single people too. As I was saying, you have Lee, Taylor's about to be single, Katie, Poppy. You have Carter, who's about to be single, Daphne, Thomas is single as a Pringle. All of these different people, you could utilize them for different storylines, different, something to give us like something fresh. And this is a fashion house, and there's no fashions. There's no like competitor storyline. Every time you guys bring on like a new family, they're gone after two years tops. And it's like, do you want us to be invested or not? And it's no, like I said, we're just speaking as fans because it gets frustrating to watch sometimes. And like I'll speak for myself, and of course you can look at this chat because we're gonna tell you the truth.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we just hope for things to just change. And since you guys write 3.5 weeks ahead of time, anything could change. Anything is possible. So just hear us, because we want to be invested with the show. And the regurgitation is not helping anything.
Jenna said this would be the 12th wedding, y'all.
I would not marry this man. I'm sorry.
12. You got to be married 12 times. It ain't destiny. It ain't destiny.
Thank you. That part right there.
The stupid dusty destiny card. I mean, it's irritating at this point. And I'm going to be brutally honest, writers, but, your Emmy nominations were kind of weak this year, so that should tell you something.
Yes, exactly. And Bobby Wobby 13 said BTG talks about fashion more than Bold lately.
Girl,
exactly.
Who you telling?
Exactly. And they produce fashion shows. They actually have like some BTG has just surpassed any expectation I had of the show in the best way possible. They do fresh, unique, different storylines. It doesn't have to do with incest. It doesn't have to do with anything regarding the V card or anything crazy like that. You get really raw, like I'm invested in each character, whether they're in a supporting role or a lead role. Like the writing is just remarkable. And it's like night and day watching Bold and watching BTG.
Okay, so Melissa Spencer said that they said the show is going in a new direction in the fall. In October, when the fall season starts, more fashion shows and 2 actors from the main family is coming back. Okay, well, we shall see.
Yeah.
Because, normally when I hear stuff about Young and the Restless, it's on point. Normally.
Yeah.
I ain't going to say absolutely. But Bold, you don't know. They keep rewriting, changing. Oh, we're going to do this, and then they change their mind. Oh, we scrapped that idea. We're going to do something different. But this whole Luna thing, and we got 2nd and 3rd level generations now. Obviously, Steffi and Hope and Liam and all of that. But you got rid of Wyatt.
Yep.
RJ, obviously, they could have figured out something to do with him if they were going to move him away from Luna. Zende, we hardly ever see him. He was at a kiddie party last week.
I forgot about Zende and Ivy.
And Ivy, y'all just snubbed Ivy with Liam shooting her down when we could have pursued that.
Right. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, who is the fan base they're trying to appeal to?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I just know that I hate this whole thing. They didn't even make it to the altar this time. I mean,
Yeah.
Ridge snubbed Taylor at the altar in 22. He was just like, I can't do this. And she looking like, what? I mean, she should have known that that's what Ridge is about, but why do we have to keep going through this? And if you're going to put Brooke and Ridge back together, and we said this a few minutes ago, just keep them together. We don't need to go through another breakup and then they come right back together a year or two later.
Yeah. And we have all these single people. V. Carter said Bill is single. I forgot about Bill. Once
Yeah,
again,
Bill is an attractive billionaire. Why does
oh
he
my,
not have anybody?
exactly. Like they put him with the used mattress of San Francisco, and it turned out she raised a crazy daughter. And did he try to go back to Katie? And she didn't want to make that work. So it was like we have all these single people. Like put Bill with Lee, put Bill with Taylor. Give us something new, something fresh, y'all. We know you listen, so we're just look at us as a focus group,
Yeah.
because we have a lot of fans who've been watching for decades, and you know what we like to see on the show because we've been watching for years. So like just hear us out. That's all we're saying.
Yep. That's all we're saying. So I was gonna say did we cover everything, but I guess we did because it wasn't a lot.
And that's all they gave us.
That's all they gave us. All right, girl. Let us move to our final four segments. As we mentioned, there was no BTG this week,
Uh-huh.
and because it was all reruns, and we'll get them back on September 8th through the 13th, the 12th, 8th through the 12th. What's today? 5th, 6th, 7th? Yeah, 8th through the 12th. We'll
Mm-hmm.
get a new set of episodes from BTG, so we'll definitely have more to talk about next week. All right, so we're going to do our final segments. Flip the script. Who's taking several seeds? Star of the week, pickle of the week, and the Simp Olympics. All right, what you flipping this week on Y&R?
Let's see. I would have loved for Holden to
Uh-huh.
not have stopped Audra and Claire. And
I
let's
was
see
going to
how
say the
that played out.
same thing. I was going to say the same thing. I wanted to see, and who knows, we might get more of it but still, we saw that preview for next week where Holden talking about if I tell you everything, it'll change how you see me. Well, she need to be fixing things with Kyle if she really truly want to do that instead of trying to figure out what's going on with him.
Yep, I agree.
That part don't make sense to me. You supposed to be working on your relationship, but you trying to figure out what's going on with Holden.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I agree with you on that, Bree. I kind of would want to see how that would have played out if Holden had stayed out of that. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What you flipping on bowl, girl?
I would have loved for Taylor, instead of Thomas listening into that conversation, Taylor hear that conversation between Ridge and Brooke.
Okay. Okay.
And walk in.
Yeah, I kind of, I don't know. What do I want to flip? What do I want to flip? What do I want to flip? Well, first of all, I don't think it was a need for that whole uh, pregnancy test thing. That was dumb.
It was so dumb.
That was the dumbest thing ever. The timing of it don't even make sense. And for them to even write something so stupid, yeah. But I would get rid of that. And I don't know. I think Carter should have had a conversation. We didn't see any more of that this week. And like, okay, what are we doing here? I mean, your daughter and Liam walks in here like y'all trying to create a whole new family. Is that what you want?
Yep.
Put her on blast. Don't let her deflect. Because he tried to ask that question when Liam walked into the room, and that ended that discussion. But Liam don't work there. He should have said, listen, I need to have a moment with Hope. And say, listen, I see something that don't sit comfortable with me here. And I mean, if this is what you want to be engaged to me, you need to say that. Or if you want your family back, I need an answer.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yep, I wish that had happened. All right, who's taking seats on the Y&R?
I'm gonna give Phyllis a seat.
Mm-hmm.
She is moving really fast. She's moving really fast and going nowhere. I'm like, ma'am, just sit down, please.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Um, I'm gonna give Holden a seat, and I'm gonna give Victor a seat because he's doing too much. He don't even know if he's pulling this AI company, and it could be for his detriment or not. So you need to take a seat, sir. You were just too thirsty about that whole thing.
Yep, exactly.
All right, who taking seats on bowl?
Ridge needs a big old seat to himself. He if there was any character that kind of needs to disappear for like about a month or so, it's him.
Well, he did. Remember that 3-month stint he did when he needed to
Yeah,
go
he came
find
back with the
himself?
ponytail.
Yeah, and came back working for the FBI.
Well, he needs to go find himself and be with himself instead of these two women. You got one begging, you got one he just straight up lying to, like, go be by yourself, please.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Um, taking seat, I give Liam a seat. I would give Katie a seat because she's just being real. Katie get on my nerves.
Oh, it's okay. Luna about to get on hers, and I can't wait.
That's gonna be funny. And Luna need to take a seat and take a biology class while you in there. Take a seat in a biology class.
Yeah, like, girl, she should know this at like 14, 15 years old.
Right, that it takes more than less than a week to conception.
Yeah.
It's a whole process. Ask Karen from Sisters, anyway.
Yes, exactly.
Because she was able to capture 2 within the same time period.
Yep.
Let's see. Who else? Anybody else? Okay, that's it. I think. I said Liam. I said Katie and Luna. Mm-hmm. All right. Start of the week. Y&R.
Haley Aaron. This was her week. Very impressed. There was like a lot of different emotions, but when she switched on to that crazy, I loved every bit of that. I'm like, this is a very talented actress.
Haley Aaron, yeah, I'll give it to her. I agree with that because she flipped the script real quick. I don't know, she kind of acted kind of goofy drunk, and I guess you act goofy drunk, but yeah, she was ready to pull out her dark side.
Uh-huh.
All right, start of the week, Bold.
This is gonna come as a shock. I'm gonna give Elizabeth a star of the week.
Okay.
This girl, she done took up all the camera time. She trying on all the fashions. She got her daddy saying, yes, queen. She said, look, you're going to hear me. It's not just Kelly and Douglas. I can speak too. I'm not invisible too.
I heard that, girl. I'm going to give it to Matt Atkinson. I was just glad to see him back this week. I don't like the storyline, but we haven't seen him since 24? No. When was the Paris thing? Was that earlier this year?
No,
That was
that was
last year.
last year.
Right.
Summer
When did his
last
wife
year.
had to have the baby? In November of last year, right?
Last year. Mm-hmm.
So he was gone like March well, he came back in May of 2024. So he's been gone a year and a half, and it was nice to see Matt Atkinson back, even though the
Yeah,
storylines suck.
I know. Please listen to us, writer. We don't want this for Matt Atkinson.
Right, exactly. Pickle of the week, Y&R.
Who, Audra? She's earned her pickle. I mean, she loves going after them.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna give it to Billy and Sally because just like that video clip I put in the group chat with Cardi B, I just there's nothing there for me. I'm like, oh my God, this is boring.
Yeah, yeah.
They are just, to me, Billy and Sally is a
That's
snooze
about a year
fest.
now.
Huh?
How long they been together? About a year now, or something like that.
When the whole thing in Baltimore happened and they broke up and Adam and Chelsea got together and then these two rebounded together. So was that early this year?
Last year.
It was late, okay. Girl, well, almost a
Yeah.
year. I can't. It's just not there for me.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll regroup with whoever this Sienna Bacall lady is. Maybe she might start some trouble. Give us some spice.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's
The pickle for
yeah, I was
both.
reading a comment. Belinda says Priscilla, BTG director Phildo Xavier gave a live interview this week on the podcast. So what you think? Explaining why they're doing reruns. It's available for you to listen to. Yeah, we kind of saw
okay.
some. Yeah, I appreciate that, Belinda. Somebody put a few conversations because I think we had that conversation in the group chat too.
Yeah,
I think Keish.
Carla.
Go ahead, Bree.
Mostly I posted that season 1 had 200 episodes and season 2 has like 230 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they had to try to create a break in between or something like that.
Yeah, gotcha. All right. Pickle of the week, bold.
Eric.
Oh, God, yes.
He a big old hypocrite. There's a big old hypocrite trying to live through his son. And I'm like, if you want Brooke to be in your family so bad, then go ahead and go get your girl. I'm sure Donna would understand and will lie down like a doormat for her sister too.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to the writers because, I mean, between that, this back and forth with Brooke, Ridge, and Taylor, that whole thing with how they're writing Thomas, it's just the writers get a big old sour, nasty pickle from me. It's like, ew.
Yeah.
I cannot stand it right now. Right, yeah. I mean, I get through it. I do the recaps, because I like, engaging with you guys. But, yeah, we're going to speak the truth over here about what we think on this chat. All right.
Exactly.
And then our Simp Olympics. So, who you got at bronze?
I'll get Taylor bronze.
Okay.
Silver, I'm going to give to Jack because I think we didn't touch on Jack. Yeah, Jack is on the fence about trying to go after Victor because of Nikki.
Right.
And Diane called him out about that. I almost forgot about that storyline.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to give him silver because he's still caping for Nikki. Gold is going to go to Kane. And platinum, I was going to give to Eric for sure for trying to send for Brooke yet again through his son. But Diamond
Right.
is Michael.
Exactly. That dude, oh my God, he looks so pathetic this week. Oh, Lord.
You thought he was a lovesick puppy.
Mm-hmm.
You really would think he is a lovesick puppy trying to get his lover back.
Mm-hmm.
And like, this is your employer.
Exactly.
Oh, this is so pitiful.
All right, I'm gonna get a bronze to Ridge for doing simping for Brooke, no, give it to Eric. Eric, oh Jesus Christ, for simping for Brooke. Taylor for simping for Ridge. She get the gold. I mean the silver.
Mm-hmm.
The gold, I am going to give to Kane over Lily.
Yeah.
The gold platinum, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Platinum. Let me see who I'll give it to. Yeah, I give it to Jack because that whole thing, I forgot all about that. We should have talked about that. He was really trying to protect Nikki. And I couldn't be Diane. I'd be like, wait, what? That's what you're doing with your ex.
Yeah. He's like, and he made a big gripe about like, oh, I can't stand the way Victor has treated my son and my family. I want to do something about it. But the moment Diane brings up going after Chancellor or going after Nikki to some degree, he can't do it.
Right. Oh yeah, he gets platinum for that one. That would piss me off.
Yeah.
Be like, wait,
am I your wife or is that your wife?
He keep doing that. Nikki is this, I don't know. Nikki is over there surprising her husband with gifts and stuff. She ain't thinking about you, Jack.
Nope.
She could care less. Her husband is coming after your company right now. Had 3 moles over there. Do you think Nikki is like, oh, don't go after Jack? Nope.
Nope, not at all.
She ain't giving you that same energy that you giving to her at the expense of you telling that to your wife.
Yep.
Girl,
exactly.
All platinum for him. And of course, the diamond. We didn't even have a diamond before. But that's at the highest level of simpentry is Michael Baldwin.
Yes, and he's earned it. I don't know how he did that in 2 episodes.
Oh my God. When I saw this in today's episode and he, kowtowing to Victor and Victor could care less and you still looking like sad puppy dog eyes like, you don't miss us? No, he doesn't.
Oh my goodness. I was cracking up. I'm like, why would he miss you? You say that to your wife.
Right. Where's Lauren?
Exactly. If that should have been a flip. I would have loved for Lauren to overhear that conversation of Michael asking Victor, like, do you miss?
Right. Do you miss this? You miss me? Oh my God. We had a friendship, but you don't want me anymore. And he was like, what you telling me all this for?
Yeah. He don't even care.
He don't care. Oh, Myra said Michael is just a chump. He ain't even a simp. He's a chump.
Look. I'm hoping that Lauren gets herself a side piece at this point because if Michael wants to try to go back to be in her Victor's good graces and she's defending her own husband and Michael's not even remotely trying to spend time with his wife, go get yourself a side piece. Please go get yourself a side piece.
And I agree, V. Carter. They're wasting Christian's talent.
Okay. Thank you.
That dude is the best attorney ever. He could be like, Kane, where do I sign? Let's do this.
Exactly. And they have this man as a gopher, like literally a lapdog for Victor.
Yep. Sure do. It's bad. They're not doing well with Michelle Stafford. They're not doing well with Christian LeBlanc either.
Yeah.
So.
Please listen to us, y'all.
All right, you guys, we're going to leave it right there. Stay tuned for the spoilers for the week of September 8th through the 12th. Make sure on the way out you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe if you have not. And until next week, we will see you all soon. Bye, Soapies.
Bye, guys. Have a good week.